As a Smash player, there are plenty of things I would love to see improved about this game, not the least of which is its roster. But we're not here to improve the roster today. In fact, we're probably here to make it somewhat worse.
Yeah.
The four of us are going to do a snake draft, cutting Smash Bros. Characters from Smash Ultimate until we get down to 30. Here are the basic rules. Like I said, it's snake draft, first of all. But we're going to each have our turn, and when it's our turn, we pick a character we want to cut. If all three of the other people vote against it, then we either have to pick somebody else or use one of three vetoes to cut the character no matter what. And our only other rules are Echo Fighters are split up, Pokemon Trainer is split up into 3 characters, Pyromithra are 1 character, but the Miis are also 1 character. We kind of made that trade-off of splitting up PT to keep the Miis 1 character. And that's it.
We have the order here on the beautiful Adobe Illustrator file. Don't ignore the name. It's not.
So Master Hand goes first.
get him out of here. All right, Taquono, you got first on the list. So who is your first cut?
Yeah, so let's get this out of the way. Sora is probably gone
Yeah.
just in general. Not even because I hate Sora personally. I understand Kingdom Hearts is awesome and all that, but just logistically, he's probably gone. And then, like, he's one of many characters that's cool to have, but we can do without.
Yeah, that's a good mentality, I feel like, with that. And, like, I guess in my opinion, with third parties, like, I think it should make up at least 10% of the roster, which would be 3, and I don't see Sora as one of the 3.
Whoa.
Well, listen, 90, like, Smash has basically stapled itself to have third parties. I would say it's about a fourth of the roster.
What do you mean stapled? Almost not even half the games have third parties.
Well, not...
Over half the games have third parties. You got
60%.
Brawl, both Smashes, and both Smash 4s, because they're actually technically different games, and then Smash Ultimate. That's 4 out of 6.
Wait, did Smash 4 add in any new third parties to Brawl?
Cloud and Ryu.
Yeah. Oh, and Mega Man, and Pac-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are Capcom.
Yep. So
Yep,
and Namco. Yep. So there's a good chunk. There's a good chunk.
Well, Smash 4 also added some stinkers, so you know. You take the bad with the good.
To it. So
Right.
Sora, is there any debate to keep Sora?
No, third parties.
I think I would say that the only reason to keep Sora is he was the most requested character for the Smash 4 DLC requests.
Yeah,
That
but
is
like...
true.
I understand the
That's
logistics
after-
of working with Disney and everything for that, but like he is a very heavily requested character.
On the one hand, I respect the fan notoriety, but on the other hand, it's one of the... Again, it's cool to have, but it's not necessary. It's like, think about how many characters we already had that would have been heavily requested if they weren't there. So it's like, there comes a point where
especially with
fans will request
parties.
anything.
Yeah. Though we're not downplaying Sora's desire.
I am.
But I agree.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would say a character I would kick would probably... I haven't put a lot of time into this because I'm personally an advocate for keeping the entire roster, or at least most of it. But the character I would kick would be Game & Watch.
Yes.
I would kick Game & Watch.
Yes.
I see why he's in
My
here,
thought process there is he is a pretty fun character. He's a pretty strong character currently in competitive play, but his representation that we have of him is all ancient at this point in the video game world, to put it lightly.
Everyone who played those games is dead by now.
Yeah, there's not
That's crazy.
too much, too much
whoa.
of the OG fan base behind him. It's mostly people that have just encountered him in Smash Bros. Again, fun character, but maybe not for the next game.
Yeah, the most we have of his legacy now is the Game & Watch gallery on like the GBA, and those were like half replaced with Mario characters anyway.
And not only that, but also some references in Kingdom Hearts, but we're already kicking Sora, so might as well kick out
Game & Watch.
Well, there you go.
Also, I think this is a good time to also reiterate or explain that this is under the premise that we're doing a soft reboot of the franchise. So,
oh yeah, we didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Game & Watch, nah.
Wasn't like Brawls around 30?
Brawls was 35 actually. Brawls was 35,
so
and
we're
Melee
smaller than Brawl.
And Melee is 27, I think.
Okay.
So we're right in between.
That's a solid in between. I feel like if we were actually doing a reboot of this franchise.
Peak roster number.
Yeah, I just think personally,
this is clear what too much does. So
I mean, yeah, that's why I think like it's a good roster size to keep the mainstay characters while also leaving room for balancing to be had with new mechanics and new stuff.
Now for my least favorite part. Well, second least favorite part. My turn.
What's your least favorite part?
You'll see
My
after
turn?
I'm done picking.
Oh,
Yep.
Jeez. I wish I had better reasons for some of these, but it's more like just like I don't think they're as important compared to the other characters I picked. So I guess I'll go with an easy one. Duck Hunt. What the? Okay.
whoa! No!
Try that again.
Not Duck Hunt! Not
What
Duck Hunt!
is-
Not Duck Hunt! Not
There
Duck
we
Hunt!
go.
Please,
I
not
think
Duck Hunt!
Ruffles wants to cut out Duck Hunt, maybe.
No!
I think so
I got
too,
it.
actually.
Hold up! I got a lot of reasons why to keep Duck Hunt. Okay.
Why do you
I
have
got
a
a-
lot of reasons? Explain to me why you want to keep Duck Hunt. Okay, no, I'm gonna jump ahead.
Let him go.
Listen,
Let him go.
listen,
Let him go.
listen.
Let him cook.
Let him-
So,
hold up. Let him
Duck
cook.
Hunt series has sold 28 million units of games, which is above the Luigi's Mansion series, all
because-
of Wario, all of Metroid, all of Fire Emblem, all of Star Fox, all of Pikmin, all of Xenoblade. His
but
franchise
what is the
has
Duck
sold
Hunt
more.
series? But what is the Duck Hunt series?
The Duck Hunt games. What do you mean?
Okay, and how many games are there?
That's a good question.
There are 3 optional game modes in one game, and you want to know why that game sold well? Because it was packaged with Super Mario Bros. On the sneaking the bundles for the NES. It's like how Super Mario World so many copies because it was bundled with the Super Nintendo. Not not trying to diss both of their price sellings, but the reason they sold so much was it was bundled with the console. It's not because I want to play Duck Hunt. It's because people wanted the NES and also
They wanted the Zapper. Of course, they wanted to play Duck Hunt. They wanted the Zapper.
so they wanted
bro.
the Zapper and they wanted an NES. You've said anything
God.
that isn't
I
the
want
game
the Zapper.
itself. we have Zappers at home. Zapper in question.
The best game to play with the Zapper was Duck Hunt.
But you're telling me that this should stay it only has those sales because of it being bundled. 2, he has 1 game in his franchise, and 3, Game
So
&
he
Watch has more
sold.
games
He sold
than that.
better. He sold better, and
That's-
he is an iconic.
He did not
character
sell
now.
better. He sold with stuff that sold better. He sold with the console and with Super Mario Bros. That game was so revolutionary. So obviously, having those two together makes that's why it has so many copies sold. It's because it was sold with games like that, and it was also sold with another one. I think it was Mario Bros. Duck Hunt and Track and Field. So it's been in bundles, and those bundles count with it. It's not just the base game itself.
Plus,
Hunt
I
is
also
literally
think
a tech demo.
Yeah, Duck Hunt is Wii
Textbook
Sports, but with
definition.
less to it.
Plus, I also think that he is the legacy character to include in the reboot.
Personally, I think Pac-Man would be more important than Duck Hunt, legacy-wise. If we're talking if we're talking Nintendo legacy, then yeah, Pac-Man's out. But if we're talking video game legacy, Pac-Man in the arcades is more important than Duck Hunt on the NES. Because the NES character that was important is Mario, not Duck Hunt. Mario and Link are
We're
way
not
more
doing
important than Duck
one
Hunt.
per console. What?
No, but
No
I'm
one-
saying if you're talking about the legacy and importance of Duck Hunt, he has only been important in that era of time, the arcade and NES era. And there are characters that are more important than him in this game right now, and Pac-Man would be one of them.
How many of these characters would we say would stay from that era though? A lot.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying if we're going to keep Duck Hunt, you're saying it's because of his legacy, and you said he's the character of that era. Didn't you say that or something like that?
I'm
He's
saying
the
as a
legacy character.
as a legacy character from
Yeah,
that era
Pac-
compared to the
Pac-Man is
other
more
characters
important.
now.
Pac-Man is more important from that era.
Okay, but when we're talking about a reboot of the Smash Bros. Franchise, wouldn't it make more sense to go back to the roots and cut out the third parties and make it so that
No.
there's room for the rebooted characters with updated movesets to actually grow and develop before they start bringing in other characters again?
100% of the time, Duck Hunt is getting cut before many of those other characters, for similar reasons. I would keep Game & Watch before Duck Hunt, and that's a fact.
I see what you get by legacy, but if we're talking legacy of that era, there are more important characters.
I agree,
Which
but
also
most
mean
of
by
those
taking out
characters.
third parties. But if we're rebooting the entire, I guess your perspective rebooting the franchise is all Nintendo characters, starting from square one.
Well, yeah,
But I
it's
feel
a soft reboot.
A reboot would more than likely take the best of this, like Ultimate and all those other Smash games, because it's a soft reboot, it's not a hard reboot. I feel like a hard reboot would be start from the very beginning, and a soft one would be take elements, the best elements from these games, and make a smaller package. And that would be including third-party characters, because third-party characters have made the games more enjoyable and fun, because now you know anyone's on the table that's a video game character.
The problem with Duck Hunt is that, like, if we're talking soft reboot where characters get moveset updates, this moveset that he has right now is about the best moveset you could ask for him based on the material you have to work with. Whereas there are more room for other characters to change and grow as people and as fighters with movesets as well. Whereas like Duck Hunt is probably going to stay stagnant, and that by comparison would be very disappointing.
I mean, I don't disagree with any of those points. I personally feel like when I think of who's an oldie character in Smash that like I actually enjoy, well, I don't think of Mario as an oldie character. I don't think of Donkey Kong as an oldie character, even though they are perhaps the most foundational ones. I think of Duck Hunt, Game & Watch, Rob, because those are the oldie characters, and out of those, I think Duck Hunt has done the best and is perhaps the most recognizable in the Smash Bros. Scene as well.
I would think it would go to Rob. I think it would go to Rob, but
well, Rob has an unfair advantage because he was Brawl Story mode.
That is true. That is true. He got. Well, I mean, then technically that does play into the reboot though, because that's part of Rob's legacy is Smash Brawl.
Oh, I have thoughts about emissary.
I have thoughts about Smash Bros. Legacy characters, but
yeah, I also know I take some characters out because their only legacy is Smash Bros. So I don't think that can fairly play. That's more Rob over Duck Hunt over Rob over the rest of the Smash characters.
I would cut Rob before Duck Hunt on a personal level, but
this is going to be a good video.
You're telling me that I'm not going to belabor the point, but Duck Hunt sold more than Luigi's Mansion.
I told
more
you
sales is not the only metric. Get it out of your head, please.
Okay, so let's vote and move on. We've spent.
Well, no, he's gonna get cut. He's gonna get cut.
Why? That's what I'm saying. We spent all this time on Duck Hunt, bro. This is gonna be a long.
Well, he's one of the ones that I was like kind of excited to try and get him through, and you just happen to choose him now, and I'm like, that's too bad.
Just don't start with Sonic, bro. Just give me a minute to breathe.
I'm going to pick one that I think we can all agree on. We're getting rid of Piranha Plant. We're getting rid of
Yeah, that works.
Easy.
Yeah.
But guys, he showed
it should have been Waluigi.
It was funny when we thought we were getting Waluigi.
In my notes, that's literally like the only thing I have underneath of him is he should have been Waluigi. That's
facts.
That's
literally.
No, they should have kept the exact same moveset. Just make it Waluigi.
He spits the spikes out of his
Waluigi with Patootie.
That would be weirdly in character for him, though. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, we made it through the first 4.
All right,
we should start off with the easy ones, but that was fun.
Yeah,
fun debate. Duck Hunt, I'm not gonna lie.
So that means Maple Ruffles and then it goes backwards.
All right, for my next cut, I'm going to put up Kazuya Mishima.
Yep.
Yeah, I can. At this point, we already have. He's our 5th fighting game rep. Your 4th fighting game rep.
4th.
He's not a fighting game rep. I'd keep.
It just doesn't work in Smash.
Oh yeah, it's clear.
I think some of the way his mechanics work just don't feel the best. They feel great in Smash if you're playing as him, but playing against him.
You have to already be pretty familiar with the character to get a feel for him early on.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're coming just from playing Smash or even from other fighting games, traditional fighting games, I should say, then even then you might not at all be ready for what Kazuya is about to play like.
Yeah.
Not to mention level 9 CPU Kazuya. Do I have to say more?
He has
Someone
to be
put
stopped.
on that image of the soldier.
Yeah, no justification really, like, super necessary. Like, honestly, they're, especially whittling it down to 30 characters, what are we keeping Kazuya for? He's kind of like a cool extra.
Yeah,
I mean, I personally don't even like traditional fighting characters in Smash Bros. As a traditional fighter. Like, I feel like if they made them actually unique to a platform fighter, it'd be cool. but it just doesn't work in Smash Bros. And
Yeah,
of all the
I get
traditional
what you're
fighting
coming.
games to add a character from, why Tekken? Like, you literally have Marvel vs. Capcom right there. Like,
Well, I mean, you kind of already have Marvel vs. Capcom characters in there, don't you?
there's even better
If
characters.
we
to
could get
put
Marvel characters, but they're show, or I guess not, or comics, they're not technically games. so
Yeah,
that'd go hard.
the one rule that stayed consistent is primarily video game related character.
Though that would go hard, though.
Yeah, what
We gotta
about
get
Arthur?
Spidey in here.
What?
Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Arthur, like from the show.
I thought
See, that'd be a
Ghosts and Goblins
weird,
was
that'd be a
the
weird
game,
character.
was he
'Cause
not?
I think I'm the only one that really understands
Every
it.
day when you're walking down the street, he would be a me costume that comes with the theme song. Please, I need that in my life.
No, it's just Mr. Ratburn.
Mr. Freakburn.
It's the main rapper, bro. Are you having cake? Yeah. Okay. So Kazuya's unanimous, I think.
Yep.
All right. I thought so. All right. My turn. Ice climbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that one's pretty.
Same
that one
reasoning
doesn't
as Game
really
&
need
Watch.
debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Using his Game & Watch. I mean, they're kind of NES characters, and that's about it. They didn't really even do much in Emissary, so they don't even have really a Smash legacy behind them. Holy voice
Yeah.
crack.
Most of their
Oh,
Smash
yeah.
legacy is just having a stupid infinite, so they're not even liked for that.
Yeah. So I think that one was a pretty unanimous vote. It's like
Okay, next up is
Alright.
GR.
Um,
Gotta use them all throughout the
I
video.
would probably kick Diddy Kong.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
This
yep,
early?
I agree.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree though. I actually
I think
agree.
get rid of Diddy Kong.
At this point, we have, I would say, 3.5 reps from DK. That's DK, Diddy, K. Rool, and Banjo Kazooie.
Valid half rep.
And
half a res. Because of Diddy Kong Racing, he's a Diddy Kong character.
yeah, and they also used DK and all of them to reveal Banjo. But
Yeah, clearly, yeah, the rare rep.
yeah, he's a funny character, but if anything, make him part of like a revised DK moveset.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, we're on the same wavelength
Ooh.
right now. I think Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and Cranky Kong, and Young Pauline all need to be part of a revised DK moveset.
That would go.
I think that's too much. I think
No,
just have,
because Young Pauline would exclusively be like either taunt or she would be Final Smash with the Bonanza
or it could be like
transformations.
one of those things like Shulk, where it's like a swappable neutral B.
Well, that's
for
that
each
would be cool
character.
too. Oh my goodness,
well, I think that Diddy Dixie should be their own
got me
character,
actually
and
salivating.
then Bonanza DK is his own character with Pauline.
Disagree.
Specifically revamping
Disagree.
DK around Bonanza. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're doing that with World, so I mean,
That is true.
Yeah,
I
don't
could see
know.
that.
I feel like you got to have a good mix of his country rep and his modern, because country is such a big part of his
yeah.
Give him a
life.
minecart.
Country is literally
Minecart side.
Country
B.
is literally like half the reason he's considered his own series anyway. So
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
Alright,
obviously,
TQ Nation, will you be in shambles or will you rise above the ashes? Who are you picking?
I'll probably be in
My
shambles later in this video. But as of right now, I'm gonna I'll throw out another easy one. Let's get rid of Dr. Mario.
Yeah,
good,
easy.
Good.
Yeah.
It should just be a skin. Do we agree on that?
Yeah. Make it a
Yeah.
skin.
100%.
Changes fireballs into pills for that.
Exactly. Easy skin.
Easy skin.
I'm
You
sure-
still
was
keep
an
the
Echo
fireballs,
Fighter,
of course,
but-
in a revised moveset, but I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
that's
the most
such a
core
staple.
power up to the entire Mario series.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Future editing to Quono here. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave a comment. Beyond that, though, I just want to make it clear that this video was recorded in October of 2025. A lot has changed since then, and you'll see exactly what I mean in just a second.
Oh, well, Taquano. I guess it's good you go again because yours was so short.
Yep. Should I get a bit controversial now, or should I wait?
Yeah.
Wait.
The duck hunt sauce has lost its flavor. We need some more controversy.
Yeah, I'll do it now. I'm cutting Fox.
Okay.
What?
Whoa.
No,
All right,
no,
you
no,
did it.
no.
He did controversial.
I
Touch
have
the
the floor.
butt.
Let me explain.
All right, take it.
So, Fox has like 2 or 3 good games, and they're all a couple generations behind at this point. And
that's
Star
fair.
Fox Zero was trash, and that was on the Wii U, if I remember correctly. That's the one that was
Yeah,
called on
that-
the
yep.
Wii U. But
Yep.
That was the one where they literally tried to bring back the original Star Fox 64, and they literally messed it up. So now the way Nintendo thinks, they're like, oh, people don't like Star Fox anymore, so they're probably not even going to bring him back. But even beyond that point, like, Fox's moveset, if we're talking a roster of 30 characters, everything Fox does can be, like, replaced by what Mii Brawler already does. And I hate to say that in the sense that, like, oh, people like Fox specifically, but even think about what Fox's legacy is. Fox's legacy is the good game on the 64, for some people, Adventures on the GameCube, and then there's, like, I think that one DS or GBA game. But apart from that, Fox has been on the downtrend for a while, and all three Star Fox characters, honestly, are... If the best case scenario, they're Smash Legacy characters, and even their Smash Legacy is more competitive oriented than not, in my opinion, from what I can tell. Whereas, like, even someone like Captain Falcon at least has a personality of his own that really makes him a unique character.
No, that's crazy.
What?
No, I don't. Here's the thing. I think
Fox is very
convinced...
stoic, and on one hand, I can understand how that's still a personality. It's not like he doesn't yell and stuff, but I'm just saying he's like a very no-nonsense, boots to the ground type of fighter, gets in your face and does all this sort of stuff. His play style is unique, but it can be replaced by another character. But in terms of what he as a character brings to Smash, I think that also largely goes unnoticed when compared to like what he plays like, because think of how people describe him in Melee. He's the fast, technical, cool character that's easy to combo with and easy to combo against. So all of his Melee legacy, even then, is still based on what gameplay functionality he has rather than who he is as a character. Even apart from funny mission complete, and even like funny shine is whatever, but again, you can replace that.
So you think he's more Smash Legacy over actual Nintendo game legacy?
Yes, and I think that his Smash Legacy is not valid enough to keep him long term when there are other Smash Legacy characters like Captain Falcon that deserve it more.
I don't think so. Oh, no, we're not going to get to it.
The thing is, there's too many of these quote-unquote Smash Legacy characters, and Fox, of all of them, has the highest. If you think of, oh, you're a sweat, immediately anyone, don't even play Smash Bros. Oh, you play Fox. They just know. And
so
it's true.
If we're talking Smash Legacy, I feel like the most important is Falcon. Just because of, like, show me your moves, the knee, Falcon punch. Like, I feel like if we're talking Smash Legacy and more, like, recognizability from Smash itself, it would have to go to Falcon. But I do also agree with his points. I don't know if... I'm, like, on the fence, because I first had Fox staying in, but your point, like, he hasn't had a game since... He didn't have a good game on the Switch, unless Star Fox Assault is good. And then he was not in a Switch game except, like, the Starlink collab, and I'm pretty sure that game was trash as well. So, like, Fox hasn't had a really good game except re-releases or just the classics.
Here's the thing. The most gracious thing I could give it is that Maple Ruffles was talking about oldie characters, and I think Fox would fit that bill in the same vein as like Ice Climbers or Game & Watch or Duck Hunt. I think he would fit that bill better than those characters because he has the Smash Legacy on top of it, but I think that's the best credit I would personally give him.
I'm actually really I can't believe I'm on the fence about this, because I was pretty confident in him staying.
No, so wait,
you wanted him to stay, Ruffles, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, can I hear your reasons? Because, like, I'm kind of...
Well, okay, so first of all, if you're gonna... Here's the thing. If you're using games and game sales and game popularity, I don't know why you're trying to bring in Captain Falcon as a better choice, because literally...
Well, here's my question before, because you talked about game popularity and stuff. Should we take into consideration game sales of, like let's say, the SNES era into the game sale generational era of the Switch 2? Because that was how long ago? Like, over 20 years ago. So should we take into consideration the sales of a over 20-year-old game into why you should stay in a game like almost 30 years later?
These guys were around at the same time.
I'm not saying like Fox.
More recent game that came out on Switch.
Well, that's F-Zero 99. That doesn't really count. That's a. I mean, it
Also,
technically is correct, but
who
I'm
sold
saying
more
in
at
the
the
sense of,
time?
like
Who sold
let's
more
say,
at the time?
Like we talk about sales, but is he technically relevant though? Because like if we're talking SNES era, yeah, he's relevant. But Switch 2
How
era,
is Captain Falcon
where
relevant then?
I'm not arguing for Falcon. I'm arguing for a general sense.
Okay, the only reason I brought up Captain Falcon was not because of like comparing his sales to Fox's.
Yeah, that was because of Smash Legacy.
What I was comparing was their status as Smash Legacy characters, because in terms of raw like sales numbers, popularity overall, in terms of how their games are sold, it's no question it's Fox. But I think long term, Fox has kind of fallen off in terms of his own series and has been propped up by Smash fans as something more important than he is. Whereas Captain Falcon has always been a Smash Bros. Character, and he always will be. And
that's kind of all he has, in my opinion, though.
Yeah,
we're not
just because that's all he has doesn't mean he does it good. Fox is still better at it, though.
No, I disagree, because even the like least sweaty, least online, least involved in the community person probably has some funny memory or funny thing about Captain Falcon that they know. Whereas like people don't really get into that zone of like, oh, you're a sweat, therefore you play Fox, unless number one, it's specific to their friend group, or number two, they're online somewhat. And so
most people.
Yeah, but not
most
all. Practically everybody who ever plays Smash, not just the people who are online most of the time, but practically everybody who has ever picked up Smash Bros. And has seen anything about Captain Falcon or knows anything about Captain Falcon will be able to tell you at least one thing about him. Fox is a bland character compared to Captain Falcon, and is not worth including over him.
Captain Falcon is way more bland.
By what metric?
All he has is Fire Punch. That's all he has.
No, okay, first of all, that's not correct.
One sec. Okay, guys, we're debating Falcon versus Fox over should Fox stay in the roster, I feel like.
I cut Fox.
That's the comparison he brought up. That's the comparison he brought up.
Yes, but it wasn't for this whole, like, who should stay over the other. It was more just, like, for a simple demonstration. Though I disagree with, I feel like it should be more, should Fox stay over everyone over just Captain Falcon?
No, I think Fox as a legacy, if we're soft rebooting the franchise, you need the Sweat character. And I don't think he can be easily replaced like Taquono proposed. You can't replace the Sweat character. You have to have the flashy, fast guy.
Personally, I feel like he's only the Sweat character in Melee. I've never heard him be the Sweat character in any other game.
Have you ever seen Light play? Like, that's literally his persona.
I have seen,
but that's sweaty dude. But that's competitive. Again, you're getting into that competitive zone, and at that point, then yeah, of course he's going to be known as the Sweat character.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of people have seen it.
So the competitive community is still such a subset of the entire Smash community, and way more casual players are going to know that Falcon is the fun character than they know that Fox is the Sweat character. The only arguments I ever see for keeping Fox and Falcon all the time are that they're the Smash Bros. Characters, and they're good at being that, and I don't deny that either of them have that legacy. But I think if that's the only reason we're keeping either of them, then I'd rather both of them go and we focus on characters that matter now. But
yeah,
that's by and large my argument for cutting Fox.
I think Nintendo, or I mean video game in general legacy, because I am keeping third parties, is more important than Smash legacy. And also because Sakurai wants this to be a more casual game over competitive. Casual should take priority over competitive scene. Though obviously competitive scene is important, it's also not going to be Sakurai or Nintendo as a whole, I guess, priority when making the new roster if this is a reboot.
Even though Captain Falcon is a harder character to play, like
I don't. No, what? Stop bringing up Falcon. We do not. Okay, drop Falcon. That's not important anymore. It's about should Fox stay in the roster of 30 characters, not should he stay over Captain Falcon. Please, can we drop it, both of you? I don't care about Captain Falcon anymore. I'm talking about should Fox stay over any other character that would stay out of 30.
Any character you put in to replace Fox is just going to be the rip-off Fox.
We're not saying someone replace Fox either. I know you're. DJ said some things, and you're like making those the priorities for why DJ's saying he should be cut. And it's getting so bad I'm actually saying his name. Ugh. It's the underlying point is should Fox stay in a group of 30? Not should Fox be replaced or is Fox more important than Captain Falcon? It should
All
Fox
right.
stay in a group of 30.
Do any of you agree with me to cut him?
You have convinced me. I agree to cut Fox.
I think at this point, yes, I would agree.
All right, well, then Fox is gone. Hunter of the generally random, the AI generated Hunter.
That's a peak joke. We have to keep that in the video.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll give
I
us
guess
an easy
follows-
pass. Get that dog out of here.
Which dog?
Wait, what?
There's only one dog left.
I was like,
Oh, okay.
God.
I literally forgot Isabel is a dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
There's
Uh,
zero
she's
reason for her to
not-
be in the game. I don't think Villager really has a reason either. They're not from
Whoa.
anything.
I disagree. I disagree with
I
that
disagree
take, but
with
we'll get
Villager,
to it when we
agree
get
with
to it.
Isabel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge. I agree with
They're going to be
Isabel.
my first
She
cut,
doesn't
but I
matter.
don't think they have a stronger reason to stay in the game.
Yeah. I agree Isabel should not be in the game. Cut Toon Link. Yeah, cut Toon Link.
Yeah.
I would disagree.
Yep.
Slightly.
Really? All right.
Here's
Let's hear
here's the grounds I would disagree on. Obviously, you've had Link in the game since the very beginning, and at the time of his release, I don't know that we really had much of any characters that could make a Toon Link character. But at this point, there's enough material that Toon Link as a character in the Legend of Zelda is about as prevalent as an adult Link through the games, and I think in general, it feels like there's a whole lot more things for Toon Link to work with to create this brand new moveset, a lot of stuff you can represent. Not to mention some of the newer games that we've had in the Legend of Zelda series. You've had Echoes of Wisdom, you've had the remake of Link's Awakening, both same engine, both are Toon Link. Technically Toon Zelda for the one, but you still have Link in there quite a bit. In Echoes to Wisdom. So
then does that bring up the question that should he be the new design over Toon Link?
Okay.
Like
I would say
that's just-
update his design.
Okay.
I updated
So
his design
that's
past
an
Wind
interesting
Waker.
point.
Okay, so why I would say to still cut him is because the way I thought about this was I definitely want to cap out the max number of reps a franchise has, and the maximum number that I'm willing to give up for a single franchise is about 10% or 3 characters. And for Legend of Zelda, I don't think you can have anyone else other than Link, Zelda, Ganon. Like, adding any other Link doesn't really make that much sense, in my opinion.
I'd be willing to give Zelda 4 reps because I feel like the top 3 or 4 goes to Mario, Zelda, Kirby, and Pokemon. Not in
Actually,
any
Kirby
order.
not. Kirby is not in the top 3 or 4.
Actually, wait, yeah, you're right. I'm thinking Sakurai bias. No, it would probably
it's
be
actually
Mario,
not.
Zelda, and Pokemon. So
That
they
is-
should
yeah.
take up.
And then Splatoon.
They should take.
Nope, that's number 11.
I think those 3 should take up a decent chunk on the roster before most other.
So you want to
characters.
emphasize Nintendo, like, just a few franchises? Because I also want representation.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, I still have like good reps, but I'm saying like some franchises only get 1 or 2 characters for the reps, and then like a character like Mario, who is the most important franchise to Nintendo, gets like maybe 5 or 6, which is like
What?
what, a sixth of the roster.
20 to 30% of the roster to Mario?
Yeah, it's Mario. That is the most important Nintendo
Wait,
franchise.
are you counting like Yoshi
6
and
is
Wario
20%
and stuff?
of
Yeah,
30.
I'm counting Yoshi and Wario. Yes, I'm counting
Okay,
Yoshi,
okay,
Wario,
okay.
and DK. So like,
Oh, then that's fine. Then that's fine. Because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
count
yeah.
those
So,
for
like-
Mario. I'm counting
Okay.
those for their own. So
oh, okay,
Yep.
okay. We're on the same page now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I
yeah,
still
we're
think
cutting,
4 is too many. I still think 4 is too many, but I agree with those.
Yeah,
what
but
you said.
we're cutting Toon Link though.
I think it's 3 to 1.
Good representation, Hunter. I think you
I
actually
think you
changed
have
my
a good
mind about
idea.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have a cool idea though.
I would say kick Toon Link or Young Link.
Yeah, either way.
I'm gonna put I'm just gonna say it. Get rid of Bayonetta. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
That one's pretty
no-
easy.
No
But
explanation needed.
she has like 3 to 4 games, and honestly,
Don't play
get
them.
out.
Don't play them.
I mean,
Don't play
don't
them.
play them. But also, like, the most interesting thing about her in the context of Smash is her combo trees, and that she's like a representation of, I guess, the beat 'em up genre, if you want to call it that. But like, just put Batman
Give us
in
the
the game
guy
at that
from
point.
give us the guy from Metal Gear Rising instead.
Just put in Raiden.
Now you're
Just
talking.
put in Raiden.
Put a real character in.
Slash that blade.
You know
Dude,
what?
that would
Just
be so
give me,
cool, actually. Please put
give
that
me
on your Raiden
the
Revengeance.
Senator Armstrong skin over Kazuya.
We can keep him in the game if they do that.
I feel like we have to actually make a video after at some point about characters we'd add.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Get like
Just keep
5
it-
characters each or something.
So for my next pick, I'm going to say Palutena.
Yep,
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus, I would only ever keep Pit for if we were to keep
Right.
him.
That's what I'm saying.
He does still technically have some relevance with the 3DS.
But he has like 2 games if I'm correct, and he's a Sakurai character. That's about it.
Well, and he's a really his 3DS game was really loved by people. They really wanted
100%.
to come back. So he does
They
have
need
that
to-
fan base
yeah.
behind him that's still
he-
semi-modern. But
I would be more inclined to keep Palutena if they made another Kid Icarus game for Switch 2. Watch them announce it like after we record this. Oh, by the way,
One more thing.
yeah, I think I'm gonna kick. I feel like we need to get some easy ones. If we're talking about the roster we have now, I think Falco and like Wolf are gonna make sense to cut. So I'll just do those.
I mean,
easy
yeah.
ones, get out of the way.
It's going to
Yep.
be difficult not to.
That actually makes it interesting that we might change our cuts or change our order depending on who's
That's
in the
very
roster.
true.
'Cause, yeah,
Right.
if Fox
right.
isn't in, then Falco and Wolf will not make it in by default. But yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say by default. I think Falco also has a legacy of his own, but I wasn't going to keep them no matter what. So
Oh, you were gonna just keep Fox?
correct.
Yeah, that was my original intent. But
yeah,
TQ made
makes
some
sense.
good points.
I'll hold off on yelling for now because maybe we'll come to a point where for some reason I change my mind on that, but I doubt I will. I would say my next cut would be Crom. We'll get
Crom,
our
where's
first
Okay,
one.
yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know
I think-
about that.
Rip! Wow.
I think Crom. Well, here's my reason why.
Let's hear yours. Yeah.
His first appearance in Smash Bros. Was in a Final Smash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in Robin's Final Smash, which means he already was technically represented in the game. He got what we would potentially do with Diddy Kong, putting him in Donkey Kong's moveset. He got that kind of thing. So making him his own separate character, this is part of the Fire Emblem franchise I don't know as well, is all this stuff pre-Three Houses.
Yeah.
Byleth is a 100% keep for me.
I feel like we need one veto of characters to keep. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we.
Yeah, but I feel like we should. Yeah, but
Well,
like
just
also
one
we would have.
character.
I feel like one of them would have been used on Fox by now.
I mean, we could go back on that and say if Ruffles wants to veto that. I feel like that's cause good grounds, like to veto a character you want to keep, and you only get one though, so you have to think about what's the one character you, without a doubt, want to make sure he's in.
I mean, I might have used John Duck Hunt. I'm not going to lie.
Over Fox? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like actually,
No, 100%.
That's insane.
No, it's not. Not to me. But the thing is, I don't think if I only get one, I would probably want to save it for something a little bit more spicy. Because like
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so we leave the roster as it is right this second, and we all get one.
I agree.
so basically,
I
if
agree.
you can't get the rest of the people on your side, you say no. We are keeping this basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using mine on Mario. Easiest joke of 25.
So anyway, back to Crom. He's an Echo Fighter of an Echo Fighter at this point. He's
Facts.
probably about the least imaginative moveset character on the game. He's literally if you took Roy and gave him Ike up B.
I don't think there's enough
I don't
grounds
think
to
a
make it
reimagining of his moveset
Yeah.
would be enough to really flesh him out enough. And yeah. So I would say kick Crom.
All right, here's my
yeah,
only
I agree.
argument. My only argument for keeping Crom. You mentioned that he's an Echo Fighter of an Echo Fighter. Get rid of Lucina and Roy and keep Crom, because Crom comes from Fire Emblem Awakening and is also more beloved than Lucina and
Roy
in the
is
home
a
series.
Smash original character. That's my reason for keeping it. Would be my reason for keeping him. He technically
That's my
released
reason
in
for taking
Melee
him out.
before releasing in a Fire Emblem game. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other argument. I don't know this well enough, and Robin is a better Awakening rep anyways, so
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
let's get another kind of softball out of the way. Pichu.
Pichu, yep.
Yeah, I can say yeah.
Yep.
Funny. I like the reason they added him. Funny character. Haha, he does damage to himself. Was broken at the beginning of Ultimate.
See, that's where I think the joke peaked, is when he was actually good.
Yeah.
But
And then
now
they-
the joke's kind of over.
Then you just had to ruin the ride.
Now that being said, depending on the new mechanics they would add, like maybe Pichu would be interesting in a different way, but I'm not counting on it.
To me though, if we're adding like 3 or 4 Pokemon reps, I don't think Pichu makes the list.
That is correct. Yep.
Moving on,
Oh, no.
cutting another Pokemon while we're at it. Let's cut Lucario.
Nope.
Really? I actually
Yes.
don't know. All right, we have our first 50-50. Let's explain it.
All right,
So
yeah, you're cutting it. So explain your reasoning.
I mean, one thing Pokemon fans will always defend about keeping certain Pokemon in Smash is whether they're popular, and allegedly Lucario is popular.
It's not alleged. It's not alleged.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But
that's
like,
not
how
alleged.
much of that is because he was in Smash? And,
Little.
like,
Little to
There's
none.
a lot
No.
outside of it. He was one of the first Pokemon to get his own movie, and
Yep.
that movie
Oh,
actually
really?
released
I
his
did not know
design-
that.
Yes,
Actually,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and Mewtwo
it also
got
released his
movies.
design before Gen 4 when he was actually released. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. He also is just, pseudo legendary. People like his aura. He's actually was a good competitive Pokemon as well. And all of his card art is amazing. Like all aspects of the Pokemon community, people love him. That's why he's always in the top 5, minimum top 10 of popularity votes.
All right. Well, in that case, I actually, are we fine with me changing my answer? Because I actually think that's a valid reason. To
I
keep
mean,
him.
we'll just
Well, no, this
vote
is-
against it. I mean,
Yeah, this is
and
the
then
thing
you
where
Yeah,
it's
guys-
vote
just no,
against
you-
it, and then we move on. So.
Yeah, you just lose your vote.
Unless something bro really wants Lucario gone.
Unless,
Okay.
no, I don't think anyone's vetoing cutting him. Lucario stays.
All right, then super freebie Terry. We can get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the same reasons as
Oh, hey,
Kazuya.
in order to mark one that we voted to keep, can we put like a white border box around them?
Ooh,
we
good
know
idea,
not to
good
pick
Oh,
them?
idea.
good idea. Good idea.
I would cut Greninja.
Yep. Where's
What?
I thought Greninja,
No,
I thought
no,
Greninja
no,
was
no.
popular too.
Greninja's more
He is
popular,
very
than
popular,
Lucario.
yes.
He's more popular. He's literally more popular.
But we already have a character. We already have a character of that archetype that could
What?
technically fuse
Who?
with an Sheik. Both ninja
No,
characters.
Sheik
both high
gets
combo.
cut. Nah, Sheik gets cut. You put in
Sheik
Greninja.
becomes part of Zelda. That was how
And
they
you
were
cut the
back in the
character.
day. It is a core part of the character that those two are the same person. I would put those two back together.
And yeah, cut Sheik from the actual roster. Keep Zelda. Make that
But then
part
you
of
would,
it, and
but then
keep
Sheik would
Greninja.
still be part of the roster, technically by a technicality
No,
of she be
no,
the other
it's the
half.
same
Well, then Diddy
slot
Kong's
on the
still
character
part of the
select
roster,
screen.
and it's a moot point.
No,
Yeah.
not in that.
Yeah, that's different.
You're acting. Okay, here's the thing with the Diddy Kong Donkey Kong thing. Diddy Kong would be coming in sort of like a summon assistant.
What?
Sheik is a form change just like Pyramithra.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
agree
we're
with that.
saying.
Yeah.
But it's the
So
same
Sheik-
spot on
but-
the. It's the same spot on the character
I would
select
still
screen.
cut
though.
Sheik.
But
Not
you're not.
possible, to be
You're
honest.
not playing.
And we're,
okay, you're
and
not
we're
playing.
counting Pyramithra the same. We're counting them as one.
Yeah, and so I'm saying in a new roster, you would technically cut Sheik, but by doing that, you would make her part of the. You give Zelda's down B
Yeah.
back to turning her into Sheik.
I think, yeah.
Just
I
like
think
how
what
it
he's
is with
saying
Pyramithra.
You could do
Just
this,
like how it
but
was in
she'd still
Brawl.
be in the game. You could cut her, but she'd still be in the game.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
Then cut her, not Greninja.
cutting Greninja, the whole thing with him is yes, Greninja is a very popular Pokemon. I will not deny that. He is the most popular of Gen 6. Gen 6 is also getting its, re-showing right now with Legend ZA and all that going on. But I just personally think that there'd be other Pokemon on this list that would hold a higher standing in the eyes of the company making the game.
true. That's also, yeah, you kind of have to get
That is another thing you have to
company
consider.
perspective.
The people making the game, what are they going to look at? They're going to look at 3 Pokemon, all first gens, by the way, that you have the Pokemon Company mascot, Pikachu. You have overhyped Charizard. He's going to be kept. Just, you got to suck it up. And then Mewtwo. He is our only legendary Pokemon we can play as. He is this force of nature that's not natural. If you've played the first generation, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But
I haven't.
those 3 would hold the highest contention. Greninja just doesn't make the cut for me personally.
Okay.
See, I'm not a ride or die Greninja fan. My reasons for keeping him have a lot more to do with who I would include versus who I would cut. So this is not like a huge loss to me.
Are we trying to really base this roster off of, who would Nintendo put in here? Because if that's the
I mean, to
case,
an
yeah,
extent,
obviously
yes,
you're
it's a
just
soft
putting in
reboot.
Pikachu
Part of it, yes.
and. Well, they're not
But
the
if
ones
we're
doing
consi-
it. We are.
But
So
if we're
let's
considering
decide
this a
on
soft
Greninja.
reboot, then we should think logically, who would Nintendo put in?
It is a
Greninja.
factor.
At the same
It is a
time, we can
factor.
still
think
input our
about-
own opinions into this stuff. And if I were to expand my personal choice of Pokemon to 4 characters, then Greninja would make the cut. But I think outside of that, he doesn't.
Okay,
If
we're looking at straight up who fits in the game the best, who has the popularity, and who has the different archetypes, Charizard, Lucario, Mewtwo, and Greninja are each 4 distinct. Pikachu archetype already exists as the small, fast combo character. That already exists. Plus,
But also, we're talking about moveset changes that can happen too, so that also could be changed. For
how do you change? What is changing up for Pikachu? You
I
can
don't
actually
know,
make
I'm
Greninja
just saying.
cooler. Greninja has a whole other form. He could literally have a super cool power up that none of the other Pokemon can get, other than maybe Mewtwo with his Mega.
Well, if we're talking about forms, then each one could change forms because they have like their
Not all
starter,
of
their
them.
middle, and their like.
Oh, well,
Big form,
if you're
like
talking about
Raichu.
evolutions, sure.
Yeah, that's what
but
I meant. Yeah.
that wouldn't really do anything gameplay wise, I don't think.
Not to mention, you
Unless
could
it-
also make it so Pikachu can have a time period where he has the Light Orb, an item specifically made for Pikachu, which makes him better than Raichu competitively with his stat boosts and stuff, which could give him like a PT, or not a PT, where are they on the list? Wii Fit Trainer type of buff to him. That's one thing you could do by giving him that held item. There's new moves that you could pull from the stuff on things, like making Iron Tail an actual major part of his moveset as one of his special moves. That could be something you do. That's a move often associated with Pikachu. There's also these other moves you could choose from. You could pull from the shows if you need to see some of the stuff that Ash's Pikachu does in the shows.
And Ash's Greninja can do even more. Ash's Greninja is cracked.
Pikachu has been there the entire time, so you have more stuff to pull from in that wise. Greninja's there for like 2 seasons or whatever. I haven't watched.
Yeah,
the
he's
entire
also
show. I don't
he's
know.
also goated though.
He's a pretty cool character.
He does way more than Pikachu, in my
But
opinion.
Pikachu's
One,
also
has
the
been there
mascot, so like
from the
that
beginning,
makes
he's
no
the
sense to
mascot of the
cut him.
company. You can't get rid of the mascot of the company.
Yeah,
that's like
actually-
saying no Mario, but we have Luigi and
Peach.
Funky Kong.
Okay,
Funky Kong's a really popular
Everyone's
character,
like,
but
don't
he's
bring my
not
dad
one of the
into
main
this.
Yeah,
with
seriously.
any other franchise,
Leave
I would
him
agree with
alone.
you. But with Pokemon, the whole point is that everyone has their own favorite. And sorry to say it, but Pikachu doesn't make top 10. Sometimes he doesn't even make top 50.
But he's the mascot, so he has that power as the mascot. It doesn't matter. He's still the mascot, and he has. I think that alone gives him the staying power. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
then
if
we're
his
keeping
moveset is good.
Jigglypuff. Then we're keeping Jigglypuff based
Ew,
off that
no.
logic.
She's not the
Ninte-
mascot. That is a
That's-
horrible. What?
Nintendo has done a lot to keep Jigglypuff in the spotlight.
Because-
a lot.
Well, mainly
Because
she's
what?
Well, if we're talking Smash, it's because she's one of the original 12, not because they care. Pikachu.
No, I'm
is
talking about in the show.
mascot, and
I'm
he's
talking
literally
about
part
in
of
the
logo.
Okay, the
but
show
I'm talking
doesn't
about
matter.
everything.
This is a
I
video
know he
game
brought up the
franchise.
shows, but the game is more important than the show. I feel like that also needs to be taken into consideration that the game is more important than the show.
I
Which
think
game?
The show.
I
can
don't
play
know
into
why we're fighting
Pokemon.
so hard for Greninja. Anyways, it's Greninja.
Well, DJ, did you? I mean, Quoto, didn't you see this with Duck Hunt?
It's Greninja. It's Greninja.
Okay, well, let's just vote because I'm pretty sure it's 3-4. It's 3-1 anyway. I cut Greninja. My turn. I'll just do an easy one again. Dark Pit. I got a whole line going here.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we're cutting Palutena, then we're cutting Dark Pit. That's just a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a given.
All right, continuing on the DLC train, we're getting rid of Hero.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I love playing as Hero, and I can even respect the legacy he has, but in terms of, like, necessary characters.
Yeah, and modern day, it's just let's make another remake of whatever Dragon Quest.
Pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
literally,
most modern
literally
Dragon Quest
like
is-
what his legacy is nowadays.
a
Is let's
remake.
make another remake,
Mhm.
and maybe that Fortune Street with Mario on the Wii, but that's besides the point. Back to Ruffles.
We're going to be cutting another DLC character, Sephiroth.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good to have villain rep, but there's better villain rep too.
We have plenty of Nintendo villains, is the thing, so...
100%. As much as I love him, I have to cut Banjo-Kazooie. I love him as a
Yep,
character,
yep.
but
it's so hard.
it's
but
so
yeah.
it hurts because I've wanted him for a long time, but he died in like the N64 era. Nuts and bolts completely did him dirty. So like,
Yeah.
He has good relations with Nintendo in that sense, like for N64, but that's and Rare, but that's about it.
Guys, Banjo 3 though, it's gonna happen.
I promise. For the GameCube, but it's coming. Yeah, but no, I hate leaving Banjo out, but he's got to go in the Grand and Steam at 30.
In the Grand.
For my next choice, in doing so, I would personally be limiting the representation of this franchise down to one character, but I would cut Lucas. I would still keep Ness because the amount of players that still ask Nintendo, "Can we have Mother 3?" which is ages old. Is still a very large amount of people. Not to mention, the Mother series is also an inspiration for Undertale. So
though I will,
it's not like it's irrelevant.
I will give.
See, Ruffles, you get your indie rep after all.
This is the grandfather of the indie rep.
I will say Nintendo's relevancy with Earthbound is more Smash than actual Earthbound itself.
100%. It's such a low franchise.
It ended with Mother 3, and that was a Japan exclusive. Now, fans would like it, but if we're talking Nintendo making the reboot, because obviously there's like a 50-50 Nintendo, you gotta consider Nintendo making this. I don't think they'd keep either Earthbound character, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to Ness, because I'm sure that is going to happen.
We will get to
it. Someone's clearly going to cut him.
Well, since we bring it up, and it is my turn.
No way.
Let's get rid of Ness.
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
I won't fight on it, but I would personally keep him in the game. Plus, he's one of the OG 8. That's another reason why I'd keep him.
Well, OG 12, he's unlockable, but...
actually...
Joker.
Yep.
I
agree.
Really awesome for the first major DLC character, but outside of that, I don't think it really holds too much.
Agree.
Outside of
I agree.
Used
Totally.
by MKLeo and a few other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is cool, and I respect him on a how good his game is level, but in terms of just, again, we're talking about necessary characters. He's pretty low on the list. No one even saw. Joker was the gateway into a whole nother level of impossible characters in people's minds, and that's awesome. But it's only awesome once.
I would say cut Richter.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're gonna have a Castlevania character, it's gonna be Simon, just legacy wise. But also people like Richter, so it's not that hard. But
I'll save Richter for later. Then. Or Simon, whatever his name is. I think I'll just chop Ken then.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have one fighting game rep, it should only be Ryu, and that's if we're actually having one. It's as simple as that. If we're only having one fighting game rep, it's him.
Pyramithra. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I know why, but also I love Xenoblade 1, and so I kind of want to play the other two games.
I think if they were to do anything with Xenoblade, they should cut Shulk and Pyramithra, and then just bring in someone from 3.
No, because Shulk's been in all 3 games.
Yeah, Shulk is kind of the main character of Xenoblade as a whole. He's like the character that you always see.
I get rid of Incineroar.
I agree.
Yeah.
Got a whole other thing going here.
Yeah, people do love Incineroar,
my reason
but
for
that's
cutting
it.
him is actually a personal reason, because it was supposed to be Decidueye instead of Incineroar, and Decidueye is the evolution of the best Pokemon ever, Rowlet. It should have been Decidueye. Oh my goodness,
I feel so validated
100%.
right now. You have no... I don't even care about Pokemon, but literally everyone wanted Decidueye, and they didn't put him in.
They could have made a character that had a cool, unique gimmick of in-air smash attacks. We've never heard of that before. Rivals 2 doesn't exist.
Rivals 1 doesn't exist
Decadewey
either.
would be so good. Decadewey.
Also Nesby 2.
But that would have been the perfect character for the Smash series to try and do something like that with.
Decadewey.
Maybe it would have flopped, but that is actually how I pronounce it.
That doesn't matter. I'm gonna do something really funny, because I know when he sees this video, he's gonna be so mad at me. Rosalina and Loom.
Oh. Don't bring him into this. Do not.
It's worse than
I could agree with that. Impact-wise, obviously, she's one of the main characters of probably the most famous Mario game.
I think if we're talking
as far as the 3D
Mario
games go,
I think if we're talking Mario as a whole, though, Rosalina doesn't take priority over. Yeah,
she's kind of fallen off, if anything. They did all this Super Mario Galaxy stuff with the Direct, but that was about it. She's kind of fallen off.
Hey, the movie could change this opinion.
It could change that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think
even
as it
then,
stands, because like it was the Wii and like kind of Wii U era. She was the big deal, and they like got Toadette. Now it's Pauline. Like there's always like a girl main character at a time for Mario that gets like such spotlight. And Rosalina got her moment in like Wii U era, and that's over a decade now. So
I think next cut for me would be probably Corrin.
Corny.
Yep.
Get that corn out of here.
As far as the time that Corrin released, very unique Fire Emblem character. It was Corrin and Robin. That they felt pretty unique, but I don't know. At the moment, current moveset wise, a lot of it is spinny, my chainsaw arm dragon thing, and that's about it. I don't know how you would expand beyond that, because a lot of Corrin's moveset is leaning into that whole being a dragon type thing.
It would probably be more interesting if there were aerial smash attacks, and then they could use the dragon form more. But as it stands,
potentially, but not with what we currently have.
Yeah, and the problem is, if we're going to start adding that into our soft reboot, then we could have gone back and thought of a ton more for other characters too. But even that, I don't know. Even then, the cuts we've made are kind of like characters themselves based.
Fire Emblem is kind of getting like more back in the spotlight than it used to be, like even in Smash 4 timeline.
And
like,
that's another
got,
reason I would keep Byleth.
But yeah, I was gonna say like then I would keep like a more modern one and then a more like iconic ones like Marth or Ike. But we'll get into that later again. So yeah, I think Corrin's unanimous. I don't see any disagreements. TQ Nation.
Rise up now.
Ours are like kind of spread out, and then Ruffles has this huge blob over here.
Yeah, I can't go above the Mason-Dixon line.
The Maple Ruffles line. Alright, well, on the subject of Fire Emblem, I think we can pretty safely cut Lucina.
Where's Lucina?
Yeah.
Potentially controversial pick, but I don't think it's too controversial. Wii Fit Trainer.
No, that's a pretty easy cut.
Yeah, not controversial.
Yeah, not controversial among us, but I know some people who like make a big deal out of Wii Fit.
I think Wii Fit Trainer makes better sense as like an assist trophy.
Ooh, yeah, that's
honestly,
a good point.
That's
a really good point.
Maybe making like an Oro where like you get
here's the
increased
thing.
damage
Here's the
or
thing.
something.
Yeah, salute the sun.
Ooh, I like that.
This is an aside, but if you're gonna count like the Wii series as a series of games, you need to have Matt as the rep.
Matt. Honestly, they should keep the meme mechanic, but make Matt the main rep.
Dude, the up throw is like doing like a weight test or like your balance test.
His side B's throwing the tennis balls at you like that one mini game where you have to dodge them.
And you got the sword. Oh man, there's actually Matt has a lot of stuff you could do with him.
I think Mii's would be more fun if instead of build your own character, which I know why that is that way because that's the whole Mii gimmick. I think it'd be more fun if they were based off Mii games like Wii Sports and Sports Resort and Wii Party and all that stuff.
What? Okay. How about this as like a in between? They give you like a few preset Miis that are like well-known Miis from stuff that they build in their own way, and they might have maybe some of their moves are a little bit more unique to them. Instead of like Gale Slash, it has some extra effect to it or something.
Yeah, I see what you're cooking there. That'd be pretty cool. And with Switch 2, that could be done with the hardware.
I would say, if I had to go with another cut, probably Dark Samus.
Yeah, that one's pretty simple. Yeah. If we're going to talk villain reps, I think it's pretty obvious which one's staying for Metroid.
Yeah.
My turn. Then I'll just get another easy one. Wolf.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Ruffles, back to you.
Steve. Steve's gone.
What?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't think you of all people would be the one to do it.
I thought that's the one you would.
No third parties, brother.
Oh,
no third parties, brother.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Okay, so in his mind,
agree with that.
I on the basis of no third parties, then yeah, but I feel like if we're keeping third parties, that is one of the few I'd keep for your points of his iconicness in modern gaming.
He would definitely need a lot of reworking to keep him.
I agree.
State that a lot of people just enjoy.
Let's just assume that balance is not a factor in the conversation because, like,
my biggest thing is like because you're saying no third parties. I think that is such a vital part of Smash that a soft reboot would keep third parties in. Now, if we were saying hard reboot, yes, I would say take out third parties.
I don't know. See, it's just a differing of opinion.
Yeah, I think a soft reboot, third parties have become third parties have become an iconic part of Smash and led to the point of
I agree.
anyone can get in, that they should be part of a soft reboot. Now,
Yeah, that's why I feel like it'd be so much cooler if the game launched, maybe had like one third party on release, like a new one though, and everyone else is not a third. No, and everyone else is not a third party. You get one new one, and then you have free updates where you get maybe like 5 over the course of the game's lifespan, and then you get it back up to that 36 number from Brawl.
Interesting. So you're saying third party is DLC?
Not free DLC.
Oh, free DLC. Yeah. I'm kind of either or, but I think majority says Steve can go. So
Zero Suit.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
If anything, do the exact same thing I was saying with Sheik, but maybe make it toggleable, because I know that could be something that maybe not everyone wanted to have to deal with.
Yeah, I think it was
cool.
like
the transformation be if they had the transformation be the same way it was in Brawl, that requires you to have Smash, Final Smash.
That is true. Well, there was like a secret way to like play as her Zero Suit.
Yes.
You could choose her, but you'd be locked into one or the other, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but in this case, I don't think it'd work as well as it would with Sheik Zelda.
Yeah,
so
I
probably
agree.
just full cutter.
Yeah,
it'd just be better anyways.
Being gone. Yeah. Let me look on here, because actually the roster I made, I'm actually changing up a bit, because you guys have been bringing up some very good points. I'll just do the easy one, Young Link.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, not unfortunately for me, but like for Zelda fans, I respect what Young Link brings to the table.
I think where we're at, this is basically what I would have for the Zelda reps, if we're counting Zelda and Sheik together. But I think if we cut Sheik, then we can do it under the basis of she'll be part of Zelda, or whoever's cutting her can say not at all. We'll go to that bridge when we get to it. I guess it depends on who cuts Sheik. I might cut Hunter.
Since we considered to keep PT separated, then we'll go with Squirtle.
All right.
Oh no!
You would keep Squirtle?
He is also consistently top 10 most popular.
I see. My basis was
can you share with me your?
He's in Smash.
What? No, he's a Gen 1 starter, DJ.
Yeah,
I know that, but that doesn't.
Well,
what do you mean that doesn't?
I think Smash Legacy should play some into it, but I think it has least priority over all of the legacies.
Yeah, if any of the Pokemon Trainer Pokemon actually hold the most standing, it would be Charizard. He was the one that made it at 3.
Yeah, he has the most. He has the most, but Squirtle is also up there.
Yeah, see, for me, I was keeping Pokemon altogether, but I guess
I sincerely believe that any Pokemon will sustain its popularity and possibly even increase its popularity by being in Smash.
That is 100% true. That is 100% true, though.
There are so many Pokemon that would just fall off if they weren't in Smash, especially Gen 1ers.
What? You're so capping. You have to be capping right now.
Just because there's nostalgia-biased 30-year-olds who can't put their Game Boy down doesn't mean I should have to suffer for it.
What?
Dude, we gotta put that in the shirt. We gotta put that in the shirt.
So wild.
Okay,
Gen 1.
Let me ask you this: Would you keep Evolve Pokemon Trainer together as a unit? In a soft reboot?
That's an interesting point. If
I'm talking about a soft reboot, yeah, soft reboot, no. Hard reboot, yes, because I don't think any Pokemon in a perfect platform fighter of Smash Bros. Would ever be a standalone fighter. You would always have a trainer. You would have trainers with their set and signature Pokemon from the show and or the games. Like, I think that's the best way to do it.
That would also be cool. I'm just saying that.
Cool, but yeah, I agree. I can see that be a hard reboot idea over a soft reboot.
Yeah, the generic idea of having a trainer with every Pokemon is kind of redundant.
You were saying earlier with, I think it was the Pikachu thing, that, we already had the fast, nimble fighter rep. Unless this was your thing you were referencing.
No, yeah, I was referencing Squirtle.
Yeah, and so that would be another thing. I don't think you could have Squirtle beat out Pikachu.
Well,
in that regard.
I mean, if you're going based off the fact he's the mascot, sure, but popularity, I think he is more popular.
Okay, consider the fact that people don't want to say they like Pikachu because they want to be different, and they don't want to admit they like the basic mascot character. Like, how many people, honestly...
There's some bias there on that, too.
Because people just like something else better. You can't just say that.
I'm not saying there's not both, but...
Okay, there's like, a lot of people
honestly,
that say, I hate Charizard and I hate Pikachu because a lot of other people do, and they don't want to be dogged on. There's other things I could mention, but I won't for the sake of simplicity, but...
And PG-hatery.
Bottom line, I'm not going to do anything about it. It hurts me.
Guys, I
keep
stabbed
them
him hard.
separately. No.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way because like we've danced around the topic, and let's take care of it now. Sheik.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Sheik would get. I don't know. I'm either or, neither nor on Sheik being the down B. I think it's cool, but
Me
it could be
personally,
really-
I don't care either way either. To be perfectly honest, I don't. Sheik is primarily an Ocarina of Time character, and the only exception to that is when Impa is part of the Sheikah, which means that Impa would actually be a better rep than Sheik either way.
Yeah, but I
Agreed.
think Sheik is more iconic. But again, I could go either way, and I also don't.
Sheik is
I said I
Smash
could
Bros.
go either
iconic.
way!
Yeah,
Impa-
in the argument that you present of her only having 2 games of rep technically, because she is also in one of the Warriors games.
Okay, yeah.
Then yeah, that makes sense because it's the reason I would cut Young Link, because it's still a half split there.
Young Link literally has just
I
Majora's
think-
Mask and Ocarina of Time. That's
But as
basically
far as
it.
as far as the fighting prowess that we get to see for Princess Zelda, like part of that does come from Sheik. So at least having something to represent that in some form or fashion in her kit would be cool. You know, it doesn't
Alright, I
have
think-
to be a full blown form change, but yeah, I could live with the cut.
Yeah, I think we got Sheik
At
out.
the
Okay.
at the very least, we would willingly compromise on Sheik as the down B rather
Yeah,
than
I think that's a
full
decent
cut.
compromise.
But
Yeah.
I personally would be fine cutting Sheik wholesale. So, like, but that's me as my like non-Zelda
She could
fan
also
opinion too.
another.
So
She could
it's
be a
possible I'm
costume
being
type
biased.
deal again.
Yeah, you could do a costume sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, whatever the case,
Here
yeah,
you go.
Impa with a Sheik costume would actually make a lot of sense. Okay.
Floor is yours again.
Yeah, it's time. We're cutting Roy.
Roy.
Yep.
I actually think I would cut Roy too. If we're
I
talking
would cut
about,
I think
Roy
I'd probably
before
be the only one here
Chrom.
to say I'd keep Roy, but I've already stated my reasons for it. We can cut him.
it's
No.
how many Fire Emblem characters are we keeping? And I would say probably 2 to 3.
Two.
Yeah.
3. Okay, me 3 because
consider
you
the
need,
popularity of Fire Emblem in Japan. Consider how many games we get for the series.
Yeah, Japan.
It's
It's
and
not
too
modern-
actually
maybe
as
be too
popular in
little.
Japan as you think. It's not
Okay,
as popular as you think.
we
Either way,
keep going
I
back
think-
to the popularity argument. Like that's the whole argument.
Well,
It's-
there's part of it. That's
listen,
part of it.
with Fire Emblem. Okay, this is kind of going against what I just said, but like the
Nice
3
one.
most important things: keep Marth because he's a mainstay of the series, and then either Robin or Chrom because Awakening, and Byleth for 3 houses. And obviously we've already gotten rid of Chrom. I personally, if I was to include a 4th character in that, it would be Chrom because Chrom is pretty well liked in his own right. But
I just want. I
like,
love him.
that's why that's why I would make Chrom Marth's Echo Fighter and leave it at that, and then cut the other 2. But honestly, keeping Icon is almost a better solution to that problem because then it gets rid of the like, oh, how many spin-offs of Marth can we make, and just say no, we have another like actually
Cool.
different sword user in Fire Emblem.
Yep.
So
And Brawl design better than Smash 4 design. Anyway,
conversation for another day.
how many times have I beaten you? Okay, you're right. It's conversation.
Oh, we did get a whole hour video on
All
this.
right, probably not too controversial, but I would probably kick Bowser Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna kick him too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's low on the priority list. You could
Yeah.
argue he's a main character, but very low on the main character list.
If we're talking the main characters in this game, we got Mario, Peach, Bowser, Luigi, Donkey Kong. Technically DK, technically Yoshi, Daisy, that ginormous pig. Like I think Bowser Jr. Well, Mario alone
I would
sits on
say
Bowser
have-
Jr. and squishes him. So
I would say have Bowser Jr. show up, and maybe if you gave Bowser like a cutscene final smash, have him appear there, or make him an assist trophy of some
yeah,
sort.
definitely in the game to some degree, but I don't think as a fighter.
Yeah, not
No.
as a fighter.
Little Mac.
No.
I love Punch Out for the Wii, but
Right.
that was his last game. So that's one big thing is he has not been huge Nintendo rep since the Wii. And even if they ported his game to the Switch too, now that I'd be like, yeah, keep cuz that just builds up, but he's a classic character rep, but also on my perspective, I'm taking third party into consideration, and there are more classic characters like Mega Man and Pac-Man who have more lasting relevance because of like Pac-Man World Repack, both of those games, Mega Man 11 and Legacy Collections there, where Punch Out it ended at the Wii. So they have more classic and modern relevancy than Little Mac. And Little Mac, I think Little Mac is fun as a character in the game, but I'm taking more into consideration, like I said, like who I think Nintendo would pick and who has legacy and relevancy. And I think Mac kind of just is in a middle ground where if we were having 30, he wouldn't make it.
Yeah, I think Little Mac,
he would.
It's 50-50 for me. Like on a personal level, I would love to keep Mac in, update his moveset, but on
personally, I would love to keep him, but realistically,
I think he falls into that Fox
stay.
category where he's not consistently relevant. It's cool when he shows up, but he's not consistent, and he's got the good games legacy that he has, but he doesn't have the recurring nature that more mainstay franchises do.
And I would honestly pick like a lot of more modern characters to be represented over classic characters. Like, let's say Inkling, I would rather have over Little Mac.
I think Inkling is just as deserving, but like Little Mac, they have put in non-relevant characters in Smash.
I understand, but we're talking about just 30 here, and I think we're going to get more relevant characters in a list of 30.
I don't know. I feel like there's just so much potential over a lot of these characters that are left, especially if you take into consideration you should not have that many reps from one franchise in a 30 roster game. You cannot have like more than 3.
For Mario,
well, we're still working on whittling down the roster.
Mario is the most important franchise to Nintendo, like hands down.
And yet each of those characters, other than like Peach and Daisy, have their own standing as well, which justifies them being added in. Like, you can say Yoshi is purely iconic as well. Donkey Kong is iconic as well.
Yoshi's also getting a Switch 2 game soon. Mac is not. Now, if you told me, like again, another thing, like, if another Punch-Out game was coming, then I would probably say, yeah, keep Mac in. But again, last game was the Wii, so Nintendo relevancy as well, he only has Smash right now.
Plus, there's no guarantee that new game is going to be good.
Yeah, we can't. You're keeping Mac in under the basis of potential or what ifs over what is, and I think what is
like
more
why
important.
Mac over. Like, there's people in here that have way worse potential though.
Well, we're just going into Mac. We're just going into Mac right now. I just wanted to pick Mac because of what the points I gave. I'm sure he could stay would. Yes, I'd pick him over Rob, but I would still cut out Mac.
Just to give an update on where we are in the count, this is Maple Ruffles' 11th turn, which will make it 11 rounds, which means we each have 3 more picks.
Are you
sure?
And
we're probably going to get into our vetoes very soon.
Yeah, apparently. Wow, I didn't realize we were that close to being done. Holy voice crack again! All right. Ruffles, pick your poison.
Well, I mean, keeping on with my no third parties, I'm getting rid of Mega Man.
I feel
I think this would probably be the biggest disagree on my part, outside of maybe Sonic, if you can like consider my full proper third party, since he's with Mega Man. He is the Capcom representative that has the closest ties to Nintendo. He's been we've had Mega Man games for fairly consistently since 1991. That was when the first Mega Man, or no, it was before that. It was 87. That's when the first Mega Man released. But we've had him
look at that knowledge. All knowledge.
Pretty much every single system. And even to this day, we get stuff like the Legacy Collection. That was the most recent one that we got. It's I don't know how well it's sold, but it's still a franchise that Nintendo's willing to work with and put in front and center in what they have. So
yeah, I
just like better Capcom characters. In that regard.
I think.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose a Capcom character, it'd be the Monster Hunter. But
honestly, Monster Hunter should be in the next Smash game if we do newcomers. But as well, yeah, I think if we're keeping third parties, I think I would only keep like 3, which, like I said, would be 10%. and I think Mega Man is one I could let go. So I'll say cut him.
The only reason I keep Mega Man is alongside Pac-Man, but that's it.
I'm getting rid of Ryu.
I honestly, yep.
Yeah,
I think I'm fine with Ryu being gone.
I would say yeah.
No fighting characters.
I can live with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can live with it.
The fighting character genre, like I get the idea, but like you said, it doesn't work as well with Smash Platform Fighter. It's two different styles. I'm gonna go. This might turn some feathers. I'm going with Captain Falcon.
Good.
Okay,
I was gonna do it myself.
His last game was in 2003, unless we count F-Zero 99. They have not.
Sure.
Like, if we're gonna say one character's only legacy is Smash, it's Falcon. I'm sorry. Like, it's only Smash.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I really thought that was gonna be the most debated one.
Well, I mean,
the problem is we already kind of had this discussion with
his...
Fox, and if you have it with Fox, you have to have it with Falcon.
I would say, the only argument you could make would be the exact thing you made, but looking at it from the other angle of that is his legacy. Why would you remove his legacy from him by removing it from the game?
Yeah, but
obviously it's a pretty moot point at this point.
Well, Falcon surprisingly was easy. Hunter.
I really dropped my controversial bombshell too early.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right. I'm going to say kick Min Min.
Oh,
that's my veto. I'm saving her.
Really?
Okay.
Wait, I'm actually curious. Why do you want to save Min Min?
Hey, I get to speak first because I'm the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, ARMS at first didn't do the best. I think it had a bit of a resurgence, like a bit later on, a little bit.
I agree.
But it's a series that, like, it's not even a series; it's one game. But it's a game that if you play it, you're like, oh, cool, this would be a fun party game. You know, you play it for 10 minutes, and then you're like, okay, now what? Like, it's a really cool idea having that stuff, but it also. ARMS, it feels like such a hard thing to pull over in a Smash because it's just, here, let me control half the stage, no matter what you do with their kits, because they have extendable arms. Even if you change the character completely, it's just, here, let me control half the stage half the time. Without moving. So.
You can make it red, honestly, to show that it's Ruffles' veto.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
All right, so why do you veto Min Min?
So I'm a rooter for the underdog, and I honestly didn't think Little Mac would get cut. I thought that TQ would actually support me on that, and that I could convince Hunter at least. But I think that the newer Nintendo IPs, or at least the ones that are getting active representation within the past 5 to 10 years, should still be active, and like ARMS is one of them, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
ARMS, Splatoon.
So my thing is, just to kind of slightly button, because that goes in some of my characters staying, is yes, I feel like some modern characters should stay, but that's why we have like Byleth, and for me, like Shulk and Inkling.
I don't see it, but for me, I look at it from the perspective of Fire Emblem is, when you really look at it, is not as popular as people think. Certainly not to the extent of having however many characters it had in Ultimate.
Oh, 100%.
You're making a soft reboot to max, and you go with Marth and Robin. Anyone else doesn't matter. Maybe bring someone else later.
I get your point, but I don't. I do 3, but I also see what you're saying. I think it's showing more Nintendo relevancy, but okay, so Min Min, I see what you're saying with more like modern Nintendo rep, and that's your.
I can agree with that on the basis that, like, give it more time to make a resurgence, possibly. Maybe even get a second game, like a second shot at it, but.
And I personally wouldn't even have Min Min as an ARMS rep. Like, I think Max Brass is a way better character.
I see what you're saying, like ARMS rep period, you're kind of keeping in.
Yeah, and that keeps the hope alive. It keeps the hope alive.
Very interesting, though. I will say that was a very interesting veto. I did not guess that one. I didn't really have a guess, but I
think it's valid, though. I
like the I will respect the concept for sure. Who was that? Whose cut was that?
We'll see how much of a softball this is. It definitely depends on how you view this character, but Rob, it's time to go.
Nah.
Yep.
I think with 30, yeah.
He is a Smash exclusive character.
At this point, yeah.
And he's not even a video game character, really.
Yeah, he's like the toy.
He was put in video games posthumously as like a ongoing Easter egg, but he's a toy.
Yeah.
He's my favorite Mario Kart character.
Mario Kart DS. Oh, I modded him in Sonic Racing Cross World, so he's even in that.
Again, he could probably make an appearance somewhere else in the game as an Easter egg sort of thing, but I don't even know if I would make him an assist trophy.
Yeah, assist trophy. Yeah, I don't know about assist trophy.
Like, put him in the background of a stage or something.
The only part
Become
of his
a boss.
design that's actually a reference to him as like what he actually is gyro, and that's the most annoying move on his kit. So, like, how are you supposed to make a cool character out of that?
So yeah, I guess Rob was a pretty easy one too. Well, you got another one, TQ.
We can get rid of Snake.
Yep, I agree.
Oh no!
No third parties!
Bro says no third parties but keep Snake.
Snake's just cool. I genuinely don't think he deserves to be in. He's just cool.
I might as well get him out of the way. I already got the one out of the way. Bulbasaur.
Ivysaur.
Man, so it's my turn. My turn.
It sure is.
I'm just thinking because Pokemon right now has 1, 2, 3, 5 characters.
Yep.
Then I
You
gotta
know
go.
who to go.
I gotta go Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's time.
Yes,
I feel like
yes.
that's a free one to say. Like if we're looking at how many Pokemon we're gonna have and who's left, Jigglypuff's easy.
Yeah, it is time to actually ruffle feathers. I'm sorry, we just cannot have DDD in here.
Really?
Oh, really?
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I think Kirby only deserves 2 reps, and I think Meta Knight is more iconic.
In
And
this
also
modern
better-
age, DDD is
DDD's
not
been
a-
around longer, though.
Well, in this modern age,
That
DDD's
doesn't mean he's more
characterization
iconic.
has changed, and I think Meta Knight, he has a
I
point.
don't
'Cause I
understand what
actually
makes
kept-
Meta Knight more iconic than DDD.
Yeah, what's the basis? I'm curious, just for data
So,
type deal.
first of all, who had the better introduction to Smash?
Well, obviously Meta Knight.
Meta Knight.
So Smash
Who
Legacy.
is the cooler character in Smash in terms of how they actually play and how fun they are, not including
Yeah, so
Brawl.
he's got a good Smash Legacy, but what about Kirby Legacy? I guess.
Yeah, you
So
mentioned
I
it
feel
being
like-
iconic. That's really
because Meta Knight's more of like a rival than an antagonist.
I actually
Sure.
agree with you on this, but I'm more just like I want to just know to get all the.
I feel like Meta Knight's more of a rival. He's actually
DDD's actually been more of a helpful character I've seen from recent games too. So funny, I was actually gonna take Meta Knight and keep DDD, but I actually agree with you. I'd swap that. I'd keep Meta Knight.
all right. Well,
He wants to say it.
it had what? Say what?
Nothing. Just say it.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let
your
me just
turn.
let me just count real quick to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4 third parties left. Which one do I take out?
This is where it comes down. Wait, so it's Sonic, Simon, Pac-Man, and Cloud, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I think I know which one
Okay.
should be taken out.
Yeah, Pac-Man. And that's my veto. I am cutting him no matter what.
Really?
Unless someone saves him.
Over
Yep.
Cloud and Simon?
Over Simon?
Over Simon? Yeah, over Simon?
Cloud is bigger than any of those other ones. Cloud has
Yes,
been around.
I would say Cloud should stay.
I don't think Cloud over Sonic, but I would say
Cloud
I
is
would
bigger
say
than Sonic.
Cloud over Simon
That
and
is false.
Cloud over Pac-Man.
Yes,
because-
no, it's not. DJ, the only reason that Sonic has higher numbers is because it has free mobile game downloads. Other than that, Final Fantasy has more clears it.
Final
clears it.
Fantasy. but
Okay,
Cloud's
Final
not in
Fantasy
every Final
7 is the
Fantasy.
only thing you
He's
can
in
work
half
with.
of them. He's in like half of them.
He's in
That's-
Final Fantasy
okay, then
7,
divide
Final
the
Fantasy
numbers of
7
sales
Remake,
by half.
Rebirth.
Yeah. I think Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, I think. Yeah, I'll get him.
World of Final Fantasy, he technically makes an appearance there.
I think in the terms of Final Fantasy period, yeah, it deserves a rep if we're keeping third parties in. I think it's had a lasting impact as well. But to say it over Sonic, I can't.
I
And that
didn't
probably
say-
does have
and
bias, though.
We're not talking about either of them. We're talking about
You're right,
Pac-Man.
We're talking about Pac. We're talking about Pac. You're right.
Yeah, guys, we're
Back
talking
on
about
Pac-Man
Pac-Man.
is part of the foundation of
video games, period.
of video games, yeah. Back to the early arcades, that was one of the... And it also has representation of other very popular games of the time. I would say more people, if you ask them to think of a character from Smash Bros. That you would think of their old video games, you're probably going to think of Pac-Man before Simon.
Yeah.
Simon, the Castlevania series just isn't as, that...
They had that like anime.
agree.
and
doesn't
that
have
was
that
about
impact. It does have part of establishing the Metroidvania, but if you want to go with that, we already got Samus in the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, see, I think I'm fine with Pac being left out, but I don't think over Simon. But I think Simon's going to be cut anyway, so I'm fine either way.
We're talking about Pac-Man. We're not talking about Simon.
I'm fine either way. Man. Daisy. She stayed for too long, honestly.
Make her a skin for Peach.
She actually, she should have been a skin from the beginning, like since Melee.
I wish she would have been unique, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they did make her a separate character, they would have to have made her unique.
But I don't see that ever happening in a span of 30.
Good. I would say cut Robin.
What?
Really?
What?
I love Robin.
Why?
Robin was my original Smash 4 main.
TQ Saber. TQ Saber, please.
The stuff that has been said about Fire Emblem, we've got 4 Fire Emblem characters on the board. We're not kicking 2 of them to get to that number, most likely. And
right, so we're at 33.
As far as modern recognition goes, I think it's going to get that recognition a bit more easier than Robin, while still being the one that's known for their diverse moveset.
Wow, you're really forcing the hand to force TQ to cut Ike. That's crazy.
Why are you trying to force me specifically?
I know you're saying for him to cut Ike. I was saying that there's no way we're going to get to that, but
TQ, there's no one else to golden rule save. Just Saber.
No. I am not going. I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'm the only other one left. So basically, I can save Robin here, and I'm going to because you are crazy for cutting all the Awakening reps.
Okay, so then in that case, then I would probably kick Olimar.
Really?
Okay,
so here's the thing. Why? Oh, I guess you get to say why we'd kick Olimar actually first before I say anything.
So he's
Josh.
Still kind of what?
There is a character that is still on the screen that is so very obvious to cut.
Okay, then you can do it. You're next.
No, but I want to. I want to cut like a kind of interesting one.
Well, then you can do that.
Okay, fine. Go. Say your thing.
Okay, so Olimar. Olimar is one of those summon type fighters. They summon things to fight for them. Most of their stuff is coming from just having the Pikmin on you, and not necessarily engaging in that way. And there's no way to work around that. That is part of his core fundamental fighting style. Even if you revamped his moveset, you would have to keep that because it's part of his games. And I already explained how that wouldn't work well with Zelda necessarily if you were to do like a Toon Zelda, and I think the same would apply to Olimar.
My thing, because my biggest thing has always been lasting impact. Pikmin clearly is still important in the Nintendo as a whole, because he had Pikmin 4 on the Switch, and he just got that new animation, which probably means he'll get a new game. And there's been games since the GameCube for, I think, every console, actually.
Well, I think if they were to do anything with it, they would have to fully move past Olimar, because that's what they're doing in the Pikmin games.
Or just make him a skin and have a new Pikmin rep.
You would have to have someone be the main face.
My thing is, if we're cutting Olimar, I feel like we're cutting Pikmin as a whole. So I would keep Olimar. I would keep Olimar,
or at least some Pikmin.
All right, we're moving it over to Villager now. Because it's a top Nintendo franchise doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be a fighting game. The entire purpose of Animal Crossing is to be that cozy game. Okay, it's not meant to be a violent thing.
But that's what makes it interesting compared to other characters. Is you're kind of you're using all of the most violent, not even the most violent necessarily, but just all the different parts of regular Animal Crossing gameplay as an attack. And I know other characters across different platform fighters and things have done similar ideas, but
that also means it can work.
Yeah.
My thing is that
I personally don't see that much value in it.
Animal Crossing is clearly.
I'm going to put my veto on this one for sure.
All right.
I'm more okay with that than Olimar, to be perfectly honest.
All right. Well, you get the last two, so you can do the easy one and then the controversial one.
Well, the problem is there's two easy ones now. There's Yoshi and Wario, but since we're gonna do...
Those are not easy! Well, Wario, because he's fat.
You know what I mean? You guys... Maple Ruffles took all the good third... Listen to me right now! Maple Ruffles took all the good third parties out of the game, which means I'm stuck with Bimblo and Scrimblow from the Nintendo franchises. I'm stuck with Yoshi and Wario. I'm stuck with... Oh my goodness. There's Ike still left on the table, despite the fact General Random Hunter, whatever his stupid name is, wanted to cut Robin for some reason. Simon, I would be fine cutting, but since you took all the other third parties, I feel like he has to stay. K. Rool is obviously staying. Ridley's obviously staying. Like, all of these characters, dude. Like,
so you're realizing that cutting characters is difficult?
Cutting characters would not be difficult if you guys didn't cut all the.
We're cutting it down to 30.
My word,
you still end up like roughly
you
here.
cut good third parties.
I'm the one that
you cut Ryu for some reason. You cut Ryu. You could
have saved Ryu.
That doesn't mean it was an easy cut.
Saying I accept it, that's like me saying, fine, I'm accepting it to Toon Link. I explained my reason for not cutting him, but I'm still like, okay, this is going to be the consensus anyway, we're cutting it.
Alright.
I agree to cut it.
TQ,
Alright, I would have kept Ryu because
it doesn't matter now.
Because Street Fighter is so important, and it's still going today, and Ryu in and of himself is iconic enough. But I agreed to cut Ryu because I figured we would have enough like reasonable first party inclusions on this roster left to flesh it out enough to make it worth keeping around. But now that we've gotten rid of so many of the good first party characters too, because like Josh just got rid of Villager, tried to get rid of Olimar. I would like to get rid of Ike, but now I have to get rid of someone like Wario because why wouldn't I? I don't even care about who I would cut at this point. I force cut Ike, and I think we can all agree to cut Wario. So it's
okay,
like,
whoa. I'm just saying we're keeping Simon in. Let's keep that in mind. We're keeping Simon in over Ike and Wario.
then take out Simon.
Okay, all right, so take out. Yeah, see, is there any debate for Simon? I don't think there is. Okay, and I don't think there's too much debate for Ike in the first place.
Alright, now you can remove all the protective, transparent
Yep,
pieces.
so Min Min stays in, Sonic stays in, woohoo! Mario, Olimar.
That's part of it too. We kept Min Min in, so that took a slot. I'm trying to think of how we got to this point.
Well,
okay.
Honestly, I'm looking at this roster, and I don't think I would be upset. Honestly, every character I wanted in is in, I think, generally.
I think Toon Link was my biggest one I wanted to have stay, and then Byleth, obviously. I went Byleth
which let's go.
stay.
You got the Byleth.
I think most surprising for me is probably K. Rool.
Really? I think K. Rool took too long to get in Smash.
I think of like the big villains, like he'd be one of the easier ones to get rid of.
Oh, buddy.
I don't consider DDD a villain.
If you only knew.
Just to be clear, I don't consider DDD a villain. He's never been a true villain.
Yeah, I just started to learn that. I started to learn that recently. Anywho, so K. Rool is Hunter's most shocking. I think mine is Min Min just because like everyone else I'm like, yeah, and Min Min I was like, I'm shocked because if we're talking modern characters, I feel like Byleth and Robin and Shulk, meet that mark already.
No, but like Ruffles' reasons for keeping Min Min also made it not the most surprising.
Yeah, there's grounds for either or, but I think for me that's the most because I guess for most it's not like I'm taken aback. It's more like, wow. I didn't see that one.
Random Hunter is dying.
It's getting a little random over there.
That's actually a roommate in the background coughing, not me.
Someone hunted him.
The AI generation is getting to him. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel and Free For All.
And my channel.
And Random Hunters. And Taquono. Taquono.
Taquono.